guys, welcome to Next Topic. I'm going to say it while he's not paying attention so he can't hijack it.
One second.
Really? You're busy right now?
Very unprofessional.
I know.
I'm sending a tweet.
Obviously.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I've never actually sent a tweet in my life. I don't tweet. I'm unprofessional. You're eating.
Well, we're
Not
back.
only are you eating, you're eating cotton candy.
Free cotton candy.
Yes, it was free cotton candy.
No, he had to buy it. You're just...
No,
it was free
it's
to me.
free. What are you... You're not hearing us today. I feel like RJ and I and you...
Where are you going with this
I don't
sentence?
know,
You're like Michael Scott. Sometimes I start a sentence and I don't know where it's going.
Right?
I just hope I get there sometime.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Well,
it's been a while. We're back.
It's been a while.
We're back. It's good to be back.
We released a new started a new series.
Segment. It's kind of serious.
My 2 cents.
Tupac.
That doesn't even make sense in this.
No, my
but
Tupac
that's what I'm
sense.
saying. He doesn't.
My Tupac cent. No, you're right.
No.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. This guy.
I tried. 50 cent?
Anyway, hopefully you guys.
What?
I'm just gonna have a different rapper for every.
Okay.
Oh, please.
Work in T-Pain somehow.
Ooh. Done.
Akon.
That's easy. You just say Akon in front of anything you're about to say, like he does in his songs.
What? No, he's very philanthropic. He like donated millions and millions of dollars to help like a bunch of Africans.
He also owns a diamond mine.
Have electricity and stuff.
He owns a diamond mine.
Well, he invested in diamond mine.
No, he bought one.
Oh well, it's good.
And then I imagine he sells the diamonds.
Apparently that turned out well.
The first time I've ever heard of this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, back on the
Next topic.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Back on the next topic.
My 2 cents.
My 2
that
cents.
RJ did for the first time.
I started it off
The
down in
inaugural-
Elephant Butte.
Yes.
Sitting in my car, not driving because
That would be unsafe.
although I may or may not have planned on originally doing it driving.
You'd have to have it mounted.
Oh, I was gonna just hold it.
Yeah. That's a very Dylan
I wouldn't have looked at the camera. I would have been looking at the road.
You're right. That is a Dylan-like maneuver
That's
because
very.
I would have done that.
Yeah. I still think you're gonna do the next one the way he did, just because you were asking so many questions on how, like you couldn't tell. No, but so
yeah. So we just thought it would be kind of a fun thing to do to keep it so you guys don't have weeks without us, because I know
We'll
probably
always
miss our
be around.
faces. But it's a good way also to kind of bridge that gap and talk about new things that come out, and then we can discuss them more.
Right.
On the next
We can
episode,
elaborate like initial thoughts on
like
this
we're
and-
gonna do right now.
Boom.
And I think to add on that is we've kind of decided too that sometimes we may just randomly do those, not just a week we missed. We may randomly kind of have
like
something on our mind.
if like
do it.
big news drops regarding some things, or if we have a
Or
quick
if
thought.
Dylan wants to talk about his prunes.
Yes, you guys are going to be getting one because I have a prune debate and I've been waiting,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they won't actually hear it out because they think it's dumb.
I'm not willing to address this.
Exactly.
Next topic.
So now I have an outlet for my prune debate. Or is it a plum debate?
Okay, how much you want to
And
bet
that's
that,
all there is to that.
that Dylan messes up trying to like...
To explain everything.
Well,
going
I was
on?
going to say he just somehow messes up the episode, whether it's him recording it wrong or forgetting to... messing up the audio somehow, or
Mike.
messing up the upload somehow.
True.
No, that's why I film it on my phone and then I give it to you.
You know, there are ways
Okay.
to just do it.
I think my biggest thing is I'm not going to know when I'm filming myself. One, I can see myself forgetting to flip the camera, or I flip it the wrong way. Like
Why would you do it? Just flip it so that the front-facing camera's
No,
the one looking
no.
at you.
But I feel like I'm going to like hit it on accident and then turn it and it's going to be facing that way. Or I'm going to be like talking really loud into the mic thinking no one can hear me because I can't hear myself because I'm deaf. And it's going to be like me just yelling into my phone for probably...
That's
I
kind
mean,
of what
alright.
RJ was predicting, I
Here-
think.
Yeah.
Here you go, some tips so that we hopefully don't screw it up in the
All right,
future.
lesson from next topic 101 today on how
This
to
could
take...
go to you guys too.
if you're watching at
I don't
home.
know
This
what
is
you
how
can
you
do.
can record a video on your
Front-facing
phone.
camera so it's looking towards you, and you can see what's going
That's-
on. And just talk regularly. It picks you up.
See, you say talk regularly, and that's hard because you can hear yourself talk at a normal level.
Can you not hear yourself right now?
That's why I talk louder, so I can hear myself.
Yeah, but it'll still pick it up. You're not going to be yelling at it if it's
That's
gonna be
true, man.
fine. That's what I'm
True.
saying.
I feel like
If
I
you
just yell. I feel like my
act
talking
we're not in a train station, and you just hold it in front of your face.
That is
talk at a room audible level. It'll pick it up.
We probably should kind of try to get away from this because the audience probably doesn't care.
They
but
don't.
Think about background noise when you're doing it.
Good one, yeah.
You don't want
Not
it.
all of us have a lake, RJ.
No, but that would have been funny though if you had been driving and you had.
You wouldn't have been able to hear
And then
anything
you'd be
I was
like,
saying.
like some crazy thing happened and just
Oh,
a bunch
dear
of
God.
horns and. Not that I would ever wish that, but like that would be.
I would-
I'm
that'd
like
be a-
sitting there upside down
This
in a
is
crash
why-
like, see you guys.
This is why you think of background audio
I feel
because
like-
you would not want all those horns in the segment.
I feel like you should have been on water skis filming it the entire time.
Ooh, that'd be a good one for like snowboarding, but that's a winter one.
You know, I think I probably would
Do
have
that.
lost my phone.
Not if you're really good
I'll
at
do that in the
water
winter.
skiing.
I'll do that. In
I've
the
never
winter.
water skied ever.
Yeah.
I've-
Me neither.
Okay. Step one.
Wakeboarded
Next
a little.
topic.
Step one, get good at water skiing. Step
Okay.
two, film yourself water skiing and talking.
All right, in like 3 years, you guys will get that episode.
It'll take you way longer than 3 years.
Well,
Well,
you're gonna do yours while you're parachuting.
I was thinking pooping, but yeah, that's fine.
No.
all right, so yeah, let's getting back on topic of what we actually want to talk about.
Right.
Was there anything in my 2 cents that you guys felt that we should discuss a little bit more in depth?
Yeah, what kind of car do you have?
2002 Honda Accord.
Okay.
Super exciting stuff. It's got a Decepticon little insignia on it.
That's right.
That's really all I can think of. What about you?
All right, cool. I guess that's the end of the episode.
I mean, did you get a girlfriend on your trip?
No.
That's number 2. He's still free.
I think there was some stuff we should touch on, maybe.
I think we can start with the Black Panther trailer. I think is
Well, yeah. So
The teaser.
what
It is
I
a teaser.
my to kind of reiterate what I had said in there. I know you guys just kind of watched it, but to reiterate, just in case someone didn't see it on there,
Right.
my impression was, I'll see it. It'll probably be a good movie, but in terms of the teaser, I felt like I know nothing about the movie, and like I'm a little confused as to exactly what the plot is supposed to be.
I feel like that's kind of what we talked about
think
with
that's very
teasers in the
accurate.
past. Is that's
Well,
that's what yeah.
I'm glad that they're not giving away
But
too
there's
much
just
information,
enough-
but it's like I feel like they didn't give any information.
Well, I think I agree, but I almost prefer that with teasers, especially now because certain trailers they highlighted the action in certain characters that we aren't aware of, but at the same time they also showed just enough to get you interested, and they kind of do leave you in the dark with plot holes. We're kind of guessing as to who, Bilbo Baggins and Gollum.
I mean, they were both in Civil War.
No, I know. I was just trying to make a joke. That's what we were saying, but we can imagine like how
You're right.
They're
Lord of the
gonna-
Rings crossover confirmed.
we can imagine how they're gonna intersect with
Well, I think
the Black Panther.
we can tell the timeline from this though, because the dude seems to have his arm.
No, his armor's gone.
Was it gone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is after Civil
So
War.
then it is
well, because
after
he's
Civil
already
War.
the Black Panther,
Yeah.
and he wasn't the Black Panther.
I thought
before Civil War.
I thought he was the Black Panther in Civil War. He just wasn't king. Because he said I
Was he
was a
actually?
warrior,
I think he was
and
Black
now
Panther already.
now that my father
But
said
but
I'm a
this
king
is
and a
after
warrior.
Civil War.
So it is.
Okay.
So then I guess another question too is Captain America and all those people are chilling in Wakanda and they're nowhere to be seen there.
They're supposed to be in Wakanda.
Well,
at the end of Civil War,
Steve Rogers was because he wanted to watch over the Winter Soldier, right?
No,
Yeah,
at the
so he-
final part of the
Oh, no, they're breaking out.
Civil War is him breaking him out of the raft.
No, and then he goes back to Wakanda and
No,
it
he
shows him.
never goes to
No,
Wakanda.
it shows him with the Black Panther sitting
Yeah,
there
it does.
talking with him.
When?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
How did
and
I not see
They're in
this?
No,
like
have
this
you
room.
not
They're in
seen
this
this?
room and they walk up to a window and there's a big
Yeah,
old
yeah.
waterfall.
Yeah,
and he's
I
like,
guess I
"You're
somehow
safe
never
with
seen
me."
this.
Yeah, and he says, "You're safe
Oh,
with
man.
me. Like
I'll show you
the
this.
world's looking for you, but you're safe here."
Yeah, it was almost they were hiding him. They were hiding him on purpose.
Yeah. So
How did I miss this?
I don't know. I gotta look it up, but
So I'll have to look at that later.
yeah, because that was at the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's part of the plot then. Maybe they're
So-
trying to get to Wakanda to try to get to Steve Rogers or something.
Yeah, because I mean that's why I was thinking this
And the
happened
Winter
before
Soldier.
that because Steve Rogers wasn't there, and for whatever reason I was thinking that the guy didn't have his or he still had his arm, but I could have just missed that or
Yeah,
got my
he doesn't
thoughts
have
mixed.
it.
Yeah, because I know because in Avengers 2 that dude talks about Wakanda a little bit. So I guess this is him trying to go back and get
Well, yeah,
more.
like I said, so I don't know what the point, because it seems to me that Andy Serkis, yes, he's like apparently the only person to ever get out of Wakanda who wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, but like I guess I personally don't see how he's like truly a threat in terms of like being the main bad guy.
I mean, especially seeing in Civil War how strong the Black Panther is, it doesn't exactly seem like this dude is like a huge...
He doesn't seem to have anything special about him.
Yeah, and it's like the Black Panther's fighting the like Avengers, you know, and is like holding his own. So I feel like this dude, there has to be something else, you know. And and like you guys said, it doesn't really give anything away other than
It's part of the intrigue.
this is so. I mean, yeah, we are like, well, what's gonna happen? And again, knowing
because
that,
he's supposed to be in Infinity Wars too, right?
yes, he is. And so knowing that, it's kind of like Steve Rogers and all them are there. So I wonder if this is gonna connect to anything else. Like, I don't know. I imagine
I'm sure it'll connect somehow. It's Marvel at this point.
Yeah, well, and I feel like they're getting closer to Infinity Wars. I mean, I still know
Infinity Wars is 2018?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have this, they have Spider-Man, Thor, Ragnarok, but I feel like you got to start kind of closing in some of this stuff and kind of bringing that together a little more.
Do you guys remember did it have a release date for this? I don't remember.
It's this.
I think is it
August?
It's after Infinity War then.
Wait, Black Panther?
Is the release because the
Infinity
sorry,
War
Why
was I seeing that?
Summer of next year.
So that would impact timelines too, I think.
No, I think this has to come out.
But I think chronologically it probably happens before it.
Right. Yeah,
but that seems weird to also release it like that.
I feel like they would, for them to have a teaser now for this and not for Infinity Wars and this come out after Infinity, that would be weird.
February.
For Black Panther?
Yes.
Okay.
February 16th.
So it is right before because it's May.
Yeah, that's right. So Infinity Wars in May, Black Panther in February.
So this will come out
then,
before. So then that
something
has to
in
really...
November. Maybe Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel comes out between.
Captain
I know
Marvel's
that.
next year too, I think.
How's that gonna work? So is she not gonna be Infinity Wars?
My
Part
guess is
1?
she's just not in Infinity War Part 1 and comes
Part
into
2,
the Part 2.
I think so.
But I mean, because they've done nothing really in the movies to even touch on her character, have they?
No.
Yeah.
No, but she's gonna have her own film too.
Yeah.
So
which will probably be before Infinity Part 2.
Yeah, it'll probably be kind of like congruent with, with Part 1, like kind of timeline wise happening at the same time, and she'll like hear about some battle or something.
Or maybe they'll even call her in because of how bad it is, or
But so like back with Black Panther though, it'll be interesting to see because I think it is kind of like we'll put it in quotes, like a origin story. Sort of, because he's already Black Panther.
Right, he's established.
And I don't think we're gonna probably see, maybe we'll get like a flashback or a little bit of
probably
information
memory
about that.
flashbacks or something.
Probably like that.
Well, and that does bring up kind of what I said in there is, are they gonna do the whole kind of mystical as one Black Panther like dies and it passes on to the next person to explain why he's kind of as good as he is, or are they gonna try to come up with a little bit more
what's his
grounded way of doing it?
Yeah, it's true. How did he get to where he is?
Yeah, and I think that's a good question because that does in the comic books it definitely is like it's passed down, but I feel like with Marvel kind of using basic ideas but making I think things a little more realistic.
Well,
they're probably
and like I said, up until Doctor Strange, I would have said they were gonna come up with a more grounded way, but because they've got Doctor Strange with all this mystical stuff and in it, like I feel like they could go with it in some way, like the Black Panther is basically a sorcerer and just doesn't use the same powers the way we do, or something like that. It just uses it to enhance his physical abilities or something.
I don't know, and I mean it definitely looked tribal stuff though, so they're still kind of going that tribal kind of route. So it could be. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be interesting. I have faith that they won't make it real weird.
I think it'll be enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's Marvel, so
It definitely is kind of though.
it was interesting how they marketed it too.
Yeah, and I like how
teaser.
you mentioned the music.
Yeah, the music choice, and it was like a little faster pace. So
yeah,
I don't imagine it's super action packed, but the trailer kind of like it made
makes
you
it
feel that
seem-
way. But it
yeah.
also felt dramatic too because of, you know, how the characters play out with each other and
Yeah.
the relationships that we don't know how they interact. You know, so
Yeah. And I am curious. I guess in the Thor, we're not going to see it. In Spider-Man, I guarantee we want nothing of the Black Panther, huh?
no, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Especially
nothing.
with him getting his own
I don't
film
think we have any
prior to.
reason to.
Well, no,
not
I
until
was wondering if
Infinity
they're
War.
just like at least mention him or have more setup for it.
Well,
through
that's one thing I
or
wonder,
any
and that's
end
something to
credit
check
stuff.
out with Spider-Man and Ragnarok
it-
is
yeah.
if they're going to have any extra scenes that would somehow tie them together in some way moving forward
Or you
towards
could pull a
Infinity
Guardians
Wars.
of the Galaxy 2 and have 6 extra credit scenes and
And
none
not
of them
one of
give
them.
anything away.
I know.
Most of them just be kind of jokey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gimmicky a little bit.
It's
But
good. But yeah, so just kind of like, because we do know Doctor Strange at the end of it ties in with Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
Well, and just like at the end of Ant-Man, we saw the clip of Steve and
Bucky and
whatever the Falcon's name is, I'm blanking on it. But they're talking about
Tolkien black guy.
Ant-Man, of course.
That's the Black Panther, sir.
So if he wasn't an after credit scene, it would probably be Ragnarok, just because that's the one that releases before it.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't expect it because I don't think there's any good, like.
Because I
tie
just
over
wonder
there.
how it's all going to tie together.
That's why I was wondering Spider-Man, just because
So
he has
is-
ties with Tony Stark, and Tony Stark's in Spider-Man, but I don't
Well, they still,
feel
yeah,
like-
they have pairings. So you have Tony Stark and Spider-Man, then Thor and Hulk, and then Black Panther will have his own. But then is
Maybe
Black
Steve.
Maybe Steve, yeah. Especially with what happened at the end of Civil War, you're right.
Yeah.
So that is, there are easier ways to tie it together. But is Black Panther, do we know is that the last one before Infinity Wars, the last Marvel film?
If
Because
release dates are like how they are, then
if it's February,
Yeah, because
May,
Ragnarok would be closer to
that's
what's
this
in
November.
yeah,
though.
November.
So, yeah.
and then May would be
So yeah, maybe this one could even maybe tie it together more.
Well,
Like how-
and to say that we have 3 Marvel films releasing before Infinity War, so one of those is likely to have
something.
the remaining gem, which I think is the Soul Gem.
It is.
Maybe that's how the Black Panther does it.
That's true.
That's
I know,
an
me and my
Even though I
brother
kind of
too.
think it'll be in Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's-
but
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be in Ragnarok, or it could hint that Thanos already has it. Because that's like the
Seems
main
kinda-
part of the gauntlet.
I feel like that's kind of like a cop out, just to be like,
That would be-
oh,
I had
here's
one
we've been
the
building
entire
up to all
time."
of these, and he's already got one.
I mean,
Yeah.
and that does
That would be
make me
frustrating.
think how Infinity Wars are going to happen. Because if all these movies are about this, like, is the first, like, is Infinity Wars Part 1 just going to be him getting all the stones for the gauntlet? Or are they going to start in these next films coming out having stuff
I have
leading
no
to
idea.
Thanos, like, getting some of them? Or at least knowing or figuring out where they're at that way.
Yeah, it is interesting. How is he going to get some of those? Like, we don't really truly know the condition of like the ether right now, because it was with the Collector, and he also had originally the purple one, and then his like base got destroyed, and the purple one was taken by the Guardians, and it's now with the Nova Corps, but the ether just kind of, who knows where it went.
Exactly, it was in there blown up, so we have no idea where that's at. I mean, and still, I imagine since the Tesseract was in Asgard and it's safe, we're gonna in Ragnarok something that'll be mentioned again. I
Well, and
have a feeling.
my guess is the Mind Stone will probably be maybe the last one that he gets, just because I would assume that he pretty much has to kill Vision to get it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And so it would be
too.
like the end of the movie. Basically, he gets it and like kills Vision, pretty much like puts
that's
it
the end
in,
of part
defeats
one.
them or something like that. And that's the
Right.
end of
And
part
that
one.
is, could Vision live without the stone though?
I have no idea.
Vision was created with the stone, though.
Yeah, but I'm just because
Maybe less
Ultron would have
powerful.
lived without. I don't know.
Ultron never had it.
Yeah, so he would have, but he was planning to, like, Vision was originally, Ultron was going to put his body in Vision, so originally he would have lived without the stone.
But
so
it's a different body.
It's true.
And the stone is what gave Vision the life. Not to say that he needs it, but I'm just saying the Ultron parallel doesn't really matter in that case, I guess.
Well, I was just trying to make the connection because originally Ultron was putting himself into that body, but then they put Jarvis. So I was just with that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And where did that stone come from? I don't even remember.
Loki's staff.
That's right. Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I'm very
still
curious.
a little ways away.
That's just a teaser, though.
When does Spider-Man come out?
July 7th.
Okay, so we got another.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll answer some stuff.
Let's see, other things I talked about.
The crappy CGI in your
Justice
favorite DC
League.
movie.
I don't even feel like talking about it that much. I'm just saying Cyborg has terrible CGI, and you should be ashamed of yourself, DC. I couldn't do better personally, but it's pretty garbage for a like major title.
I haven't seen any. I watched the first trailer and didn't watch anymore, so I can't really say I didn't see it.
So we won't talk about that.
I saw Wonder Woman.
You did, and I'm seeing Wonder Woman tonight.
Yes.
So, without
it's the
giving
most
stuff away,
complete DC film produced to date.
So is it worth it?
That's not Nolan's Batman's or anything.
Is it worth it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Were you bothered by the fact that she didn't have armpit hair?
No, I didn't even focus on that at all.
You guys haven't heard about that? There's literally people.
There's a forum out there.
There's
about people that are.
There's feminists getting mad because they have a strong, powerful woman, but she's still conforming to like our standards of beauty and by not having
all the women that were
hair or whatever. You're just like,
hair,
really?
I don't like. I'm not against feminists. I believe in equal rights, but I don't think I pay attention to armpits in movies enough to like.
But here's the thing with movies: is you always have that person or like there's a character that does something dumb in the horror film, and everybody's screaming, "Go the other way!" or "Turn the freaking light on!" But without those moments, you know, it's obviously over dramatized, so we're gonna be engaged. Because in real life,
I don't feel like shaving her armpits is over dramatic. Like I don't feel like that's what they were going for.
No,
though.
I'm just saying some people are gonna look for anything to be mad at. You know?
Yeah, I don't. Think
but no,
that
it was
take
enjoyable.
But
I think
this is also coming from three dudes. So.
I think one of the things that DC did a disservice of is that
it's
Batman and
part
Superman.
Of Justice League.
No, Batman and Superman could have been better if they had set it up just more and better. And part of that, like Wonder Woman is a great film. I'll see it again. You know, I know that they've done more reshoots for the Justice League that will have more, more of Wonder Woman. So, but the thing I'm trying to get at is if they released Wonder Woman before Batman vs. Superman, you have more established characters. Like you're not having to develop all this inner story stuff and just like set everything up.
Because it'd already be there.
Oh no, definitely. I think they.
I mean, that's where Marvel excelled with tying everything together with, extra scenes and just.
And that's why Marvel can now.
They've developed their characters.
Like Marvel now can put Black Panther in without having a movie and then having a movie after because they've done so good developing it. And I feel like DC's just trying to do that when it would have, to me, made more sense to have had the Wonder Woman movie come out, especially since she's the best part of Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, she is.
And it's like, she's a great character, but they tried to kind of do that same thing that Marvel did with Black Panther. We're going to throw this cool character in, and then, we're going to do something. Right. Same with Spider-Man. They did that. But I feel like Marvel's just set it up so much better and already had other established characters that you kind of can do that. And DC was like, we're just going to throw this, and then I feel like Wonder Woman's such a big hit, they're like, all right, let's, we're going to focus more on a movie just for her.
Yeah.
But I am excited
doing a lot on the
it.
fly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And I am excited to see it. I feel like the only thing, mentally for me that ruins Wonder Woman is just knowing what it's a part of.
Justice League? Oh, don't let it ruin for you. It stands alone.
No.
And then Chris Pine has to die eventually.
Yeah, that's...
Well, because it happens during World War I, so there's no way he's alive.
So is this kind of like... Are we acknowledging that this is a reverse Captain America?
I guess
Captain America, he was the one that lived, and then she Peggy died, and then now it's kind of like the same.
Wonder
character.
Woman just doesn't age, so there's that.
She's kind of
Captain America wouldn't be alive if he didn't freeze forever.
I don't know. Do we know that though?
He'd probably still be alive, but he'd be older. I doubt
He'd
that
be
he
aged,
wouldn't be
yeah.
aging.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Bucky's still alive.
well, he
But they
was
keep
also
freezing him.
frozen. Yeah, and yeah.
I guess that's true.
So, but I get what you're saying. But no, I mean, it does such a good job at what it establishes story wise.
Does it have any end credits or anything?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Maybe there's one. No, I don't believe so. I
That's
didn't
more
stay
just
till
for
the very
personal
end.
things, so
You have to check.
check.
You have to check. I didn't stay till the very end, but I would stay about
You can always
halfway.
just Google it.
Yeah, it's too much work. Shut up.
No, but it's very well done. Or at least that was my opinion.
So okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I want to see it because that was I liked that.
It's DC's best film, but that doesn't say a
who
lot.
directed it.
Patty Jenkins,
Okay, so it wasn't
female director. Yeah,
Okay.
he's killing it in the box office.
Yeah.
in the reviews. Yeah,
I imagine. I mean, there's not really anything else out right now, so.
Baywatch, man.
Is Baywatch out
The
already?
Mummy.
The Mummy.
I don't even want to talk about that piece of shit.
Oh man, that one.
I've actually though, you guys,
It was
I'm
a
gonna.
flop.
I actually, and my family's coming with me. I am kind of banning Tom Cruise.
Ooh.
Yes,
Bold strategy, kind.
I am because I've never been the biggest fan of Tom Cruise, but he's always been one of me. But there's all these Scientology kind of documentaries coming out of old people trying to get out of Scientology and kind of showing a lot of its really bad colors.
Yeah, Leah Remini.
Yeah,
She's
she's
been
from
doing that too,
Kings
and
of
Queens.
Yeah, and
She's actually gonna be on Kevin James' new show too.
yep. And so she
The one
was
that
in
he
it
has
for a
on.
long time and realized all this terrible stuff that's
Oh
happening.
yeah.
And Tom Cruise is real big in it, and she said like he could do stuff to stop and doesn't. And so for me, I already didn't like him, and now after hearing all this and how like they're pretty much like kidnapping people and not like letting them have kids
So
and
it's a
like
cult.
making no, and that's
It's a
exactly
religion,
what
bro.
no, that's what she's saying. It's very culty, and it's like bad to the point where they take kids away and don't like it's really crazy.
Well, it's whatever people want to subject themselves to.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
I
want
mean,
to solve the
if you
problem,
wanna-
don't be a Scientologist.
Yeah, right,
No,
right.
but that's
That's
the
right.
thing is the people that are realizing it and getting out. They're
Well, that
going,
is
the
true. If they get
Scientologists
out-
are going after them.
Yeah, they try to like.
So-
Shouldn't have done the
shame
No,
their
but she was
name.
saying in the beginning it sounds all nice because they offer you all this stuff and you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, but you know how much they pay into that stuff
Yeah.
too? It's
It's
so crazy.
they like pretty much own you, and it's crazy.
Like contractually. or whatever.
Exactly.
They have
And
like lifetime contracts or something.
And then
Like-
people like trying to get out that are realizing like this is a cult and like trying to
If
get
you ever
out.
want to check out a documentary, HBO's Going Clear.
Yeah.
On that. It's
So it's crazy, but anyway, so that's my rant.
Next topic.
I'm any Tom Cruise stuff I'm not watching. Not like even if I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't watch the Mummy anyway because it looks terrible.
It looks
but
terrible.
I can't.
But they're trying to set up what it's like the
monster.
dark monster universe,
cinematic universe, something weird.
And I
Yeah,
don't
they're
know,
trying to
what
sort of-
other ones are they doing?
They're gonna do like
I think they want-
Frankenstein,
yeah, like
Dracula,
another Frankenstein.
and like a wolf one. I don't know, just the monster universe. Yeah, the same way that they're doing like they're gonna eventually do King Kong versus Godzilla again.
Yeah.
So, even like, did you see King Kong?
I actually haven't.
I didn't because you told me not.
I just, you know.
I mean, and I liked Godzilla, but King Kong just
I
looked
actually
really
was kind of underwhelmed with Godzilla.
Godzilla was just alright.
That's how I felt. Like
I didn't think
he was
it
a
was bad.
secondary character in his own movie. Bryan Cranston dies in the first.
Well,
30
that
minutes
was
and
my
the-
biggest problem, that you're going to call it Godzilla. And I have no problem with it kind of being from the perspective of humans.
No,
but
I
it was
don't either.
so heavily skewed towards the humans. That's the problem that I always had with Transformers. So I want to see the Transformers. I don't care about Shia LaBeouf's storyline.
Right, we really
Yeah,
don't
neither
need
did Michael
the
Bay.
humans.
That's why I just wrote him out and replaced him.
Yeah, but
even
the
Mark,
human storyline
like, I love
in general.
Mark
Let
Wahlberg.
me see
I
them
love
fight.
Mark Wahlberg, but he doesn't even need to be in the new ones. Like, I get what you're saying. Like,
No, I
you
agree.
need to feature what you're gonna feature, and that's why I was underwhelmed with Godzilla. And then with King Kong, I didn't feel like him fighting big tadpoles was that exciting. That's what those lizard things were. But at the end, they set it up with an extra credit scene that basically establishes, oh, there's Godzilla over here. There's Mothra, actually, I think is what it was. It was one of the villains to set up, the next one. So.
Yeah. So I know they are doing. I have heard the monster, but I feel like the Mummy's a weird.
But the
one to
Mummy was
start
their
with.
one to start with. They were banking on that being a big one, and it flopped. So now do you change plans?
That's
or
one
what
of
do
those
you do?
things where,
I
like,
don't-
granted, it's hard once you kind of start making a movie and you're to that point, like, you can't really stop. But, like, it
Right.
seems like the second they released that first trailer and people were like, Yeah, they should have been like, uh-oh.
I just feel like a Mummy is like, especially something like that, I feel like you want to start strong, and I don't feel like a Mummy remake is like a good...
Well, I just don't know if it's even necessary now. If they're trying to do, like, I get the idea they're trying to do monster movies. Make new ones. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we've had how many Frankenstein movies, even werewolf movies, vampire movies.
Recently.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, I don't know if you guys, but, like, Cloverfield, that was a monster movie. It was shot really...
I thought it was an alien movie.
Well, I guess.
Aliens and monsters
Well, you're thinking Cloverfield Lane?
Both of them.
Well, I know, but they're kind of in that... But they're original, you know? They're different. They're not,
no,
like, established...
I mean, it's kind of just
things.
like...
We're not doing more remakes. Then we're just talking about that again.
Yeah.
But
no, I see what you're saying. Come up with something. I mean, because it is one of those things. I mean, Frankenstein's been done how many times?
Maybe if you remake it, just don't throw Tom Cruise in there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't add to a movie. I'll tell you that.
I don't... Yeah, I just
Get back Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, well, Brendan Fraser was made for that role. He killed it.
Dude, and that's... I feel
there
like...
was some humor, but seriousness to his character.
And I feel like there are things I can
fresh.
look at the original Mummy movies, and I don't like, but I don't think I ever disliked him or his character. Like, even...
Like him as the lead in that.
Exactly.
And then the second one sucks.
The
Mummy Returns.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. Is like they themselves may not have been
established. Good. Without that movie, we wouldn't have The Rock. So
it's true. In Scorpion King, which I actually like.
We could do without those movies, but we could not do it without The Rock.
I could do without the third one.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen the third one. So.
But see, and that's what I'm saying though, is those movies are bad, like the second, third one. But I still watch them because Brendan Fraser still cracks me up in them.
First one's great, just like the first Hangover's great, and the sequels are just.
Yeah, but again, I want to know marketing who thought that starting with a remake of The Mummy using Tom Cruise was going to be the big, this is going to start a big monster franchise.
I bet he probably helped fund it or something.
Well, he's getting paid bank too, though. So, but yeah, I get it.
I agree.
It's always interesting when they produce big budget movies that have a lot of money invested in. And then they track their openings. They're hoping for 180 open weekend, and they get 50, and they're like, "Oh God, we gotta rethink everything here."
Yeah,
like even the Ghost in the Shell one. That was
the what?
Like Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah.
Huge flop.
I feel like she's had some flops on her own,
but not necessarily a flop as a movie. But like we had the discussion about her character being white and an Asian.
Yeah,
anime, and then on top of that, you have all this money going towards it, like $100 million, and it doesn't get anywhere near the return on that.
Well, and that's often just taking that happens a lot when you take other source material and shit, because it happens with almost every single video game movie.
Video games is hard to translate to movies.
Well, wasn't it like District 9 was originally started off as like a Halo movie?
It originally started as the Halo movie.
After like watching that movie,
but
I have no idea.
It was just they told him, "Hey, you're gonna do Halo," and then they decided, "No, the Halo movie's like not gonna happen. Right. You just make your own sci-fi movie."
See, and I feel like the Halo would actually be such a good movie. Like Forward Unto Dawn, the little miniseries they had, I actually really enjoyed. But
it'd be cool. But that's another one that. It's a video game translating a movie, and like to be good, and you want to really be good, they're gonna have to invest a ton of money, and that's why it never got greenlit.
I think the trickiest part with a lot of video game movies is a video game story gets stretched out over 10, 12, 15, 20 hours.
Gameplay.
And like, yes, some of Halo's story can easily be condensed because it's like, oh, here's an hour worth of playing just to get from point A to point B.
Halo 1 could be like 30 minutes of a movie. Yeah, it could be the first 30 minutes of a movie. Like you could.
I agree that they could make a movie out of it. I think they could do it well. They just the problem again that they often have, and this is I haven't seen the Assassin's Creed movie. I've requested it on Netflix to hopefully see it soon.
When you get that, let me know.
But my understanding of it is they created like a new assassin and kind of storyline that still is supposed to be part of the overall story. So it's still like canon, but they still like tried to make new material, as opposed to
So they're trying
what's
to-
wrong with just taking the original source material and just turning that into the movie. Like, I don't see why they always feel the need to like
add
change
and
it somehow.
yeah.
I actually thought the Prince of Persia movie wasn't terrible.
I own it.
It was good. It was decent. I mean,
It's of the video game movies that I can think of like right now. That's my favorite, at least.
Yeah.
You didn't like Doom?
I never actually saw Doom.
It's pretty bad.
yeah.
You want to know what Doom did that I really liked? Is once the
Had the
character
rocket.
gets... Yeah. But once the character gets injected with, like, the stuff that kind of makes them enhanced, they play it from, like, a video game perspective. Like, how he's holding his gun and stuff, and I kind of liked that. I thought that was a really cool spin on it, because...
No. They made a whole movie like that. That Hardcore
What,
Henry.
okay, I couldn't remember what it was
What
called.
was it?
It's called Hardcore Henry. I
It's
didn't
all
see
first
it.
person.
All you need to do is just watch the trailer and you get the whole idea of how it is.
Oh.
It's like a first person
See, and
shooter.
I just...
It's
Well,
filmed that way though.
It
Doom
has
did it
the
just for a
main
little
character from District 9 as the main character.
Oh,
Or is, I don't remember. He's
he's the guy. In
he's like the
18 too?
guy that you as Hardcore Henry
Right.
are with
Yeah,
the whole
I got
time.
you. I got you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of cool that Doom did. I didn't know.
No, I get what you're saying, but like doing that as a whole movie.
No.
was a bad
I just liked
idea.
how they did it for a part.
Right.
I mean, I think it's like an interesting idea, but not one that I'm necessarily like, because I feel like there's a very different
many
thing from me
people wanna
playing
see that,
a
though,
first-person
beyond
game
gamers?
because I'm controlling it.
Yeah, but then
As
you
a
couldn't
customer.
control it.
Yeah,
You have to watch
I
it.
think exactly what you said. People that aren't gamers don't care about that perspective because they don't. Yeah,
I mean, it's a neat idea.
Well.
I think it's better served for shots, like in movies, not a whole movie.
yeah,
obviously.
Just kind of. I think this is a good way to continue with video games. Two of the other things I
E3,
discussed
yes.
were because
Battlefront.
we got E3
Yeah,
in
E3
general.
just happened.
Battlefront 2, new footage and trailer. I'm getting more excited for it.
Me
I don't
too.
know about you guys. They had
I was
like
kind of underwhelmed with one. The last one.
definitely.
Do you own it?
No, I did, but then I traded it in and got another game.
Jay,
I barely played it. I think I got to like level 25 and then stopped.
playing games online with Jay is practically impossible.
I haven't played games with you online in like ever.
Exactly why I said practically impossible.
Well, we'll get Battlefront and we'll
Yeah,
freaking have a
Battlefront
LAN
2.
party.
Well, and
We'll all go nuts.
from what I saw from the trailer, it kind of looks like it's going back to like the original Battlefronts kind of stuff a little bit, like the Xbox 360 or no, just Xbox Battlefront 2. They kind of look like they're going back to a little bit more of the roots, and so I'm kind of excited for that.
In what way?
Because it looked like how they had the droids like going and just like because I remember like for instance in the original Battlefront 2 where you're on Naboo and it's like just the two teams and attacking and drive like you could get into the vehicles. It kind of looked like they were going back to that a little more compared to the last Battlefront where it was cool because it was like this big area and it's like you're fighting on this whole thing, but it just seemed like almost too much going on.
So, did you watch the actual gameplay that
I
released?
did.
The 15
So, and that's why I
one?
said they're like mixing it a little bit. I just feel like
Because
they're
it's
doing
definitely
things
still
better.
a bigger.
No, and
play.
I'm fine with it being a bigger thing. It's just it seems like they've just made it a little bit better.
I would just, I guess, my interpretation would be, I didn't get a feeling of them going back to the roots, but I got the feeling of them listening to their
I guess
fans
that's a
and
better
of
way
what
to put
they
it, yeah.
messed up and trying to fix it.
Yeah, because I mean we talked about with like I can't remember what it's called, but when the AT-ATs are walking like, and you're trying to destroy those, like there's so much going on in that it's almost impossible to like actually win like consistently.
Well,
it's
and,
super
like,
hard.
One thing I thought was weird about the gameplay, and I don't know if this is something that's going to stay in it or if it was just for the alpha build, you can choose, when you are able to play as a hero, you get to choose what hero you want. And so you can be playing as clones versus droids on Naboo and choose to play as Rey. So it's like weird that heroes aren't tied to
To
like
their
the timeline that
storyline.
you're in.
Yeah, and they would do that. So are they going back to that though? Because the one that they had like the heroes, that was like a specific thing. But remember back in the original Battlefronts, like you could just unlock the opportunity to get a hero. Are they going back to that?
It sounds like that's more what it's like.
Okay.
My understanding was as you play through the game, as in that specific match, you like progress in the match. You gain like points for doing objective and stuff, and then you can use those points to unlock a new class or unlock
Okay.
the opportunity or play as a hero and stuff like that.
And they're actually having like a story in this one, right?
Yes.
So they're going back.
It
to that.
is the story of, I don't remember what they're called, but you're like a elite group of stormtroopers after the second Death Star is destroyed, and so like you're kind of in the like ruins of the Empire, playing through, I believe, basically in the beginning of the New Order.
So that's kind of cool. You're playing on as the bad guys.
I mean, technically, you were playing as the bad guys in
Yeah,
Battlefront 2.
That's true.
Because you
You're right.
played as the clones
That's right.
and started good, and then
And
turned
then
it
you turn bad. I do remember that.
Because
Yeah.
there's the one level where you kill all the Jedi.
I never did that.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what it holds for us. It's tricky because I feel like there's a lot of games that are coming out that I like really want to play.
So Assassin's Creed's another one coming up.
I want to see why is he?
He caught me. For the past like couple weeks when no one's paying attention, I look to the camera and I stick my tongue out and I do it through the entire
Oh,
thing.
I knew you did it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh.
I just saw it live.
Didn't
Wish I didn't
care.
see it.
Yeah, no, it's just I always do it because I think it's funny. It's just he caught me doing it.
Yeah.
So, it was
So
just
Assassin's
this
Creed.
awkward eye contact.
Yeah. Like, have either of you guys actually really played Assassin's Creed?
I have
just
watched
the
you
first-
and my brother, and I have played Black Flag because that's the
Well,
only
Black
one
Flag
I
is my
playing.
favorite.
Black Flag. I
Um,
wish I had played, but I
It's the
haven't
only
yet.
one.
That's
we're
my
playing.
favorite, and like I said, kind of fell off of it. Played Syndicate, but over a year later.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, we'll have to see more as we get closer, but it looks cool because we're getting
They're
to
going
ancient
back
Egypt.
to back to the roots.
And like I said, we're kind of getting away because I feel like one of the biggest problems is you started having to deal with like all these guns and like bombs, and it's like let's just get back to like to me like the knives, bow and arrow, like that's the
Right,
cool
that's the
stuff,
old
right?
school,
So
yeah.
like let's get back to that. So we'll see. I will admit that with Assassin's Creed, I like the games typically, but I hate the overall story. I just choose to look at the story as like just contained to that game instead of trying to do the whole overarching because that like it's such a weird, confusing, dumb story.
I feel like that's how we went about it when we played Destiny 2. We're like, this is a fun game, but the story is just shit. So we're just kind of like, the story's there, but we're just here to hang out and kill
Since
some
you brought up
aliens.
Destiny, there was an article that came out that for Destiny 2, they wrote out the darkness and
that was the main
Exo
bad guy
Stranger.
you fight it.
That's the thing. No, you
Yeah.
never fight. I forgot there was like the Heart of Darkness or whatever. Like I completely forgot that the darkness was even a bad guy or thing.
Well,
and
I remember being a real big disappointment and get to the final boss, and it's just like this. Wasn't it just like a black?
but you didn't actually even kill it. You fought
Yeah.
like the Minotaurs.
Yeah, and then it like and you're just like, okay, like that seems anticlimactic and all right. Whatever.
Literally, like one of the lead designer guys from Destiny said, "Oh yeah, we created this like being called the Darkness with no idea who it actually was."
Well,
And we're like,
and they've kind of stated now, like in the article, he said they have figured out who he is, but they want to focus on the light.
I don't remember them saying.
Yeah,
they
I
figured
read
it
the
out.
article, and so he said we were trying to figure it out. We figured it out now, and he said we know where it's going, but we're establishing the light, and we'll bring the darkness back after that's established. So it seems like what they're
Do
doing.
you know what they're establishing?
I have no idea what they're establishing, but it seems like what they're doing is this next game will be focusing on the light again. I guess establishing what that is. And then it seems like either on an add-on or a game 3, they're gonna go back to that and focus now that they actually know what the hell it is. Which seems weird to me how you create a bad guy and you're just like, yeah, it's this black blob thing that does stuff, and then you're like, that's all we know. But we're making this game.
Well, that's the thing is we never actually saw it. That the heart was not the darkness.
Yeah. And I guess
True.
more explanation on how the fuck that all works would be nice. This is the heart of the darkness.
I mean,
it's not the darkness,
even-
but you defeated this.
even
at one
with
point.
Well, you don't know what
Destiny,
the darkness is. So
I'll probably get Destiny 2 at pretty quickly, as much as I hate to admit it,
I actually
because the game play as playing it with a group is fun.
Yeah.
The story, literally, you barely have to do anything and can get a better story than it had. So I'm not relying a whole lot on the story aspect of it.
No,
but
it's definitely more just fighting bosses with your friends and kind of doing
the
these.
raids were great.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I still technically have a Dinklebot in Destiny, because I don't know if you knew, but they changed the voice to Nolan North.
Who's Nolan North?
He does Drake in Uncharted. But when they started doing all the expansions and Peter Dinklage wasn't coming back, they had to change. They literally re-recorded all his old lines. But because I didn't ever get some of the later expansions and haven't played since then, it hasn't updated to change the voice for me. So now out of pride, I just can't go back because I need to keep my Dinklebot.
That's great.
Nostalgia strikes again.
That's great. But yeah, so no, I'll get Destiny too. I'm excited for it.
Like I said, there's just too many games coming out that I want to get. I've the last couple of years, it's I've bought one game and that's it for an entire year, pretty much.
Overwatch.
But now I've bought Mass Effect already this year, and then Destiny, Battlefront 2, and Origins all come out.
Those all come out
too.
Black Friday though. Black Friday. That's what you do.
I'll probably with Origins I can hold off and probably just ask for Christmas or something. But
What's Origins?
Assassin's Creed
That's
Origins.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one other big one coming out that I can't think of. I think I was thinking of FIFA and Madden, but those come out every year, so it's not that big. Those are just the other ones.
Those are just...
So there is one thing that I meant to talk about in my 2 cents and never...
You're engaged.
You got me. That's why I didn't find a girlfriend on my trip, because I
because-
found a fiance.
Boom! There it is.
No.
What if he actually wasn't joking and that was his way of
This
joking?
is my wedding band.
Wedding band.
I don't think you know what a wedding band is. That's
We chose to change it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
I have to get it resized to fit my ring. It was really cheap.
Some people get tattoos.
But so, have you seen that they did reveal the new Xbox or the next
yes,
generation?
I was
So,
gonna bring that up.
I was gonna talk about
yes.
the name of the thing.
What is it?
It's called the Xbox One X.
Yeah, man.
The fuck?
I've come to the conclusion.
Do you want to supersize it?
Well, I kind of understand that. I guess they're going with the iPhone 7, iPhone 7s approach, because it's not an entirely new generation. It's just kind of a better version of this.
More up to date. Yeah.
But that alone, the code name for it was Xbox Scorpio. Just call it that. That's so much better.
That sounds better.
Microsoft, you can't come up with good names.
See,
I'm calling out everybody on this.
No.
Let's face it, the Xbox One was a pretty bad name too. It should have been
Xbox One. Yeah,
Infinity
after the 360, you go to one.
Yeah, I feel like.
Infinity.
I mean, compared to PlayStation, where it's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but
I mean,
they kept it
Nintendo
simple.
kind of does that too, though. Because you had the Nintendo 64, then it was Nintendo GameCube, and then
most of theirs they're just out there though. And then
Yeah.
Wii U.
yeah, Wii U, and then was it now the Switch, the Wii or the Nintendo
Nintendo
Switch? So, but I feel like it kind of works for them. But
that's
Xbox,
that's kind of
yeah.
always been them.
Yeah, and Xbox is because they had Xbox, then
Which is fine,
360.
but then...
And I didn't even mind doing 360 because at the point there was no difference. It didn't. There wasn't anything to really look back and be like, oh, it's kind
Weird
of
name from
it's
this to
unexpected,
this.
but hey, what's wrong with that?
So let's see, we have Xbox 360, Xbox One, and now the Xbox X.
One X.
Well,
X.
and then technically you have the 360 Slim and then the One
Oh,
Slim
gosh.
as well.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
That is true.
So yeah, no,
I don't know. It's
Just in case your Xbox...
and it's
cards.
$500. So there's really
If you
no
got-
reason to.
Do you
Buy
have
it
to
either
get the new
way.
one?
No. Why?
Okay. Well, just because how sometimes when they converted from the 360 to the One, they pretty much switched everything over to the One, and it made it really hard.
Yeah, over 2 years. Because I
Yeah.
didn't get an Xbox One for over a year.
Yeah, I mean...
And I could still play all the games I wanted to play.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just
No,
wondering
it's
if
just,
they were-
like I said, it's basically the same. It's like getting an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 7S. It's which I guess technically there is no iPhone 7S yet.
But they did do that with the Xbox
70.
360 because they had the original 360 and then they came
Well,
out with like the version,
the Xbox One X is just going to be able to do like 4K games, and it has a little bit faster processor and all that stuff.
Does it have more memory?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because the memory now is shit.
Well, again, you bought the lowest memory you could.
That's all I had when I went to the store.
But if like,
and you can get like extra.
But is it
memory.
worth spending $500 if there's not enough of a differentiation in the quality of the product?
I can buy a hard drive.
You have to give
give
people an incentive to change, and I don't think the
Even
name does that. Neither does it.
Well, and nothing that's going to come out right now. Like I'm sure that there will be games that will be happy to have it.
Yeah.
But in the end, like, you can't just release it on that because you're narrowing down your market way too much.
Yeah, because then not everybody's going to have that device.
And so I think like it's cool. I think it's kind of technically the first time recently that the Xbox is ahead of PlayStation again, because they kind of fell behind with the whole Xbox One thing.
How does this put them ahead of PlayStation?
Because PlayStation, this is more powerful than the PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay. So have they do they still do, and this is going to sound like stupid, but do they still do the Kinect for the Xbox Ones or anything, or did they just drop that completely?
They dropped it.
Yeah. I never had one because I was like, that's stupid.
You know why, right? Because when
Nobody
you're playing
wanted it.
video games, you just play video games. If you want to do all that motion stuff, we can go outside and play some sports.
Or you go play on a Wii.
Or you go play on a Wii. Either way,
that's RJ's version.
Either way,
go
families
outside.
and
my
kids
Wii has broken for
televisions.
like the third time. Granted, I've owned it since like
the
8th
third
grade
time.
or
You want to know what I have to?
But like I'm talking about like not just like kind of like small messed up things, like just literally 100 just does not turn on.
So you want to know what you have to appreciate a little bit is the fact that like PlayStation, Xbox have been doing all this like crazy stuff to make their stuff, and here's Nintendo, and it's like no Blu-ray, none of like they don't care about any of that fancy shit.
Yeah,
and
no
you gotta
DVD,
give them.
Blu-ray.
They're like we know the simple like whatever.
That's
and they're
doing
just
them a
sticking
disservice,
to it.
though. But Nintendo fell behind PlayStation and Xbox.
But you have to give them respect
Well,
for not giving in to the man.
I don't know, like
I think from a convenience standpoint, families like having the ability to use it as a DVD player.
There's kind of two sides where it's like, yes, they're trying to keep their own,
but the nostalgia.
Thing.
They're trying to keep their own
But
platform. But
you saw like you have the Wii, which is like the best-selling console ever,
Really?
and then you have the Wii U, which kind of underperformed, and then like we're talking like years between these basically, and then you have the Switch, which is kind of one of those like I do not own a Switch. I don't know anyone who does, but everything I've seen based on like YouTube videos and stuff, it seems that people who have it enjoy it, but it's one of those things where it's like nobody was asking for that specific, iteration of what it can do. And that's kind of always what Nintendo is. It's like no one's specifically asking for these motion controls, but they do it anyway. And either it's a hit or it's a miss, like with the Wii U. And
I think like
the Wii was,
And I feel like in my gaming experience, like Xbox One, and this is gonna sound really dumb probably to a lot of people, but is pretty much where I want to be. Like I feel like I'm happy with it. Like I have my Blu-ray player. Like it has that. Like the graphics are good.
Netflix.
I have
HBO,
my Netflix,
Hulu.
HBO, Hulu.
I
I
have
have all that.
dashboards up there.
Yeah, I have all of that, and it's like the games I'm still happy with. I like the controller, so it's really to that point.
Really, most importantly too, is the reason both of us go with Xbox over PlayStation. Well, for one, I do like the controller of Xbox better, but that's where my friends are.
Exactly.
Like, who cares if I'm not trying to be like a
I know
Xbox like fanboy who just says it's like exactly. But I'm saying like to me, they both have their merits, but in the end, I have I have an Xbox, and that's where my friends are, so that's what I'm going to go with. Like it doesn't make sense for me to want to switch over just because yes, there are some cool games out there exclusive to PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but they didn't have
I'm
Halo.
willing to surpass them because yes, I do love Halo and my friends are there.
Exactly, and I mean for me, and like I said, it sounds bad, but I'm just kind of content where I'm at. Like,
but
if
well,
Xbox...
that's the thing. We're content, so why buy
like,
the
I
new
feel like...
$500 one?
He's like, because I like the 360, but yeah, for the
Or
360...
you can just wait until the next really big one that's separated.
That's how it was with the 360, because like the PlayStation is Blu-ray, and it's like I really want that.
Yeah, so do you
now
switch? Or do you like...
Yeah, and then so it was like I got the Xbox One,
and
now like I can't even think if Xbox made a new console what I would want in that new console. Because it's just
in
like,
the end,
VR, man.
Well, yeah, like PlayStation VR,
they're doing Batman on that, but
I think in the end, the only reason to get the Xbox One S is if you do not have an Xbox One, and you're not the one paying for it.
You got money to spend.
So because if you're going to be buying your own, you're better off just saving $200 and buying an Xbox One.
So here's my question with the One X. If I have a One X and you have a 3 or a 1, can we still play games together?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's no okay. So
again, it's just it.
But that's the thing.
It's just a little bit more powerful of a console.
If they did that drastic a change, you'd lose your market, or at least a section of your market share.
Split it,
And you don't want to do that. You want to slowly transition everybody.
Especially this quickly too, like because that's how the 360 and the One you couldn't play back.
Right, and they just did that. That was what not a crazy amount of time ago. So 3 years.
It was when Destiny came out. That was one of the first around the same time because I got it for 360.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so it's just I'm pretty content with my Xbox One. Like it has everything. Like I mean, I play my games. I'm happy with it, and I have easy access to all my like Netflix and Hulu and HBO, and I have my Blu-rays and regular stuff. So it's kind of to the point. You can even rent movies on there. It's like again, I don't even know because I'm not. I know everyone's in the virtual stuff. Like I don't care.
Well,
so much.
That stuff is really cool. The VR stuff they're doing, but I don't. It's not fully there yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not to the point now where I want to sit down.
The potential is gonna be crazy.
Exactly, but right now where it's at, I'm not to the point where I want to sit down and do that because it's not the kinks aren't all worked out.
That's why probably for the PS4 people out there and for us, Xbox One owners.
I feel like
it's all right there.
Yeah.
You literally don't have to have another device to run your Netflix, to Blu-rays, music,
in my living
your
room,
apps. The fact that we can have apps on there, and you can even sync it to your phone. Like everything's so connected now.
Yeah.
And user friendly. So yeah, you're content. So unless there has to be such a great difference to have an incentive to switch or
like
to
all
go
this stuff plus
to a new one.
Yeah. And I feel like we're still probably. I don't know how many years, but
out.
I imagine
it took me forever to even.
But it's also just
want
a
to get
for people.
The One as it was. It pretty much came down to. Actually, Battlefront's what finally got me to get the One. Battlefront and Halo 5. I was like,
that's true.
All right, I have to finally get it.
That's what I did too.
And I bought a refurbished one to keep the price down.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I regret because it's not. I have trouble getting the disc to read. Sometimes I have to put it in and out a couple times, and. Because my refurbished one cost me $300 at the time because it was still $500 overall or $400, whatever it was, and then they dropped the price like less than a year later down to $300. I was like, darn you!
Black Friday. That's when I did mine.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where gaming goes in the future.
Yeah. God, there was one other thing I wanted to.
Was it E3 related?
I don't remember. I think it was.
Was it Jay's dating life related?
I hope he doesn't have a dating life since he's
He has a
married.
wife. They go on dates.
Well, but I wouldn't call that a dating life.
Yeah, it's a married life.
No, it's still dating. It's your dating life within your marriage life.
Yeah, well, it's all connected, but you don't call it dating.
Yeah, you do.
Like when you're married to your wife,
you're just going on a date.
This is my girlfriend.
Yeah, but do you take her on dates?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you go on dates.
Yeah, but we're not dating. We're married.
This is just this is not what I was thinking of.
Topic.
Well, this is not what I was originally trying to think of. But Dylan doing this has brought up something. So as you guys know, my brother is one of the people who does watch like every episode.
Yes.
He commented to me that the last couple episodes he feels like Dylan has been very argumentative for no reason.
That's kind of Dylan's MO lately, I think.
Dude, I'm okay. So here's my beef.
Come clean, man. Now's your time. You got beef?
I don't have beef. So a lot of it is I've been watching The Office like religiously like lately. and I just have Jim's attitude of just like being a smartass in my head. So anytime anyone asks me stuff, I'm just like unnecessarily just being like, for like Jay asked me like to go to the office actually quiz night. He was like, "Hey, you in for the quiz night?" And I was like, "I'm so in, I can't even find the door out." And his response was, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, everything I say is just like a smart ass tone to it.
Yeah, he's trying to instigate though. Because you
Well, see,
start with
like,
that tone. I'm trying to have a civil
I
conversation.
would say
You're like,
that
are we
the
going outside
arguments
right now?
and like
what?
the arguments that we've been having.
Granted, those ones were stupid.
For example,
Those were
like the
just,
Star Trek going to a planet without a gun.
Part of
that has nothing to do with Jim's attitude.
No. So
Just
that was
trying to defend Jim, aren't you?
No. So that was I hadn't started the office thing yet. My attitude
I was going to
now
invite
is
you
more
to that,
playful.
by the way, but you were
He
out of town.
invited me,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But no,
I wasn't
my
back
my attitude is more playful now. That was just because I really think it's funny when you get angry sometimes, and I just was trying to get you heated.
yet.
He's trying to instigate. He literally.
No, I'm just going on
confessed
to-
to that. but
I'm
he
going on
didn't
to the next
say-
topic.
I got bored. I'm sorry.
I'm not
Oh,
sure
we're
how well I
boring
would
now?
have actually
We
done
just
at
gotta
like an
cut that
office
side out.
trivia thing. Like I've
He
watched
owns
it
an office
twice.
game.
we got there late because we went to the wrong place initially.
Tina, I
And
know you
then-
don't watch this,
and
but
then
I'm calling you out.
but
Then
either
she
way.
can't even get mad.
But
at
yeah,
you.
no, there was some we definitely would have got, and some you would have got.
We
for
were
sure,
actually
but,
doing really good. So the next time it
But
comes
like,
up,
give me some examples of like stuff that
shoot,
did.
go. Oh, what was the name of that company that Ryan started that Michael Scott invested in?
The Social.
So
See,
yeah,
he
you
would have
got
gotten
that.
it.
Okay.
And then it had stuff where
And
it
it's
was
spelled
like,
with a PH.
Yes.
Yes.
See, and they were
See,
doing that too with
and
spelling.
so they had some where
What was
it
another
gave you
one?
a line, and then you had to determine who was boss of or who was regional manager of Dunder Mifflin at that time.
Yeah, and like who
And
was saying
so
who to what.
It had just like the different ones, and then I think the hardest one was that's what she said. People
There was
said.
what's what she said round.
So yeah, and so what they're doing is they were talking, and right when the line that would have been that's what she said, it blinked it out, and then you just
And then you hear
say, "That's
Michael
what she
or
said."
somebody saying that's what she
And
said.
she had to
And
say
you have
what
to,
it
and you have
was.
to fill
You
in
had
the
to
blank.
pick
There was
one
like
word.
there was like 5-word ones, 6-word ones, 3
3-word
words,
ones.
like.
Did they do the whole one where like Jim is purposely trying to get us
Yes,
to say?
yes, they did.
And we couldn't.
You always
think of
left
the
me
last
satisfied and smiling. Boom.
One. And
That's what she said.
so no, but they had some good ones. But there were like a lot of ones we actually didn't know. Like it asked like where did Ryan work after he had to leave Dunder Mifflin or got fired, and then it gave you the option.
It was at a bowling alley.
Yeah.
But that one was a
Okay.
multiple choice.
I
one.
I
know
was
that
I
one.
was gonna say
Multiple
Staples,
choice.
but that's Dwight.
That's Dwight.
Yeah, and that
They
was
had
one of
one
them.
with like Kelly.
Kelly,
she
it
worked
was
for
Sephora or something.
Anthropology, and it was Anthropology.
Whatever. But so there were some hard ones, but there were some like me and Tina were actually doing really good. But then there were some of those I was like, you know what, RJ really would know those.
Yeah.
So the next time it comes around,
Yeah, they'll do another
gonna
one.
get signed
We actually
up.
didn't even like officially compete because
We were
got
just
there late
listening
in
and
the-
answering the questions on my
Yeah,
phone.
but it was
giving
entertaining.
our own talent.
But yeah,
it was
I think they
fun.
plan on doing another one. It was a Geeksy Dream.
There's also a Game
When they
of
do a Game of Thrones.
They're doing a Game of Thrones. That's what
I was
we had
about
to
to say
bring
when
up.
they're doing a Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I'll
they
pick
teased
those.
it. They teased it. They were like, so the next one we're gonna do,
We need to
guys,
sign up for
is
that.
there might be like a red wedding, and that was the teaser. And I was like, what?
It's either a period-based one or it's Game of Thrones.
Oh boy.
No, see, I don't get the reference. I don't see how it has any ties to Game of
Red
Thrones.
Wedding.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want me on here too.
But so no, we need to talk to Tina because she's on the list and sign up for that.
Yeah, but it's not. Yes, we'll look into it. I don't think it's actually been officially announced because they were just teasing what the next
Yeah.
one would be. But yeah, we'll
Because
stay on
they've
top
done
of that
other
for
office
sure.
ones, so when they do it, we're gonna do it. Because it was one of
Ever
those.
do Parks and Rec?
Oh,
I don't think they've done. Well, maybe they have. I have to ask Tina.
I
They
don't
they
know.
do them all the time. They
Have
had
to
they had a Friends one, I think.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
and
would be
Gilmore
bad at that.
I don't know.
Girls.
They had a Gilmore Girls one. They did Breaking Bad way back.
Ooh, I'd be really
Star
bad at that
Wars.
one.
Star
they've
Wars.
had
They do
Star
them all.
Wars.
But they do regular ones too. where
I
it's
would not
themed.
be as good at Star Wars nowadays. I feel like.
Oh
so-
no, that one was one of the toughest
see,
ones.
Growing up, I would read like all of the like informational books, and I could name like so many random pointless characters. But nowadays, I feel like I've kind of replaced a lot of that with my Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
So like I could still do a lot more. Like I own 2 versions of Star Wars Trivial Pursuit.
Nice.
And
I
I've
know
only
one.
ever lost it once, and I lost it to my brother. But I already had all my pie pieces, and I just didn't get to the end first.
Oh.
That's how I remember when I played with you. I had all the pie pieces, and he beat us.
Man. Yeah. So that'll be fun. It'll be fun.
But so yeah, we want to do because I figured
that's dropping in July.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones, because you've read all the books and you know all those pointless characters that no one remembers. So
Pointless. Please, almost every character
There's been
ties
so many
in.
articles lately that like they're saying that George R.R. Martin shouldn't have to finish the rest of the Game of Thrones books now. Cause
No, he has to finish.
I was like, why would you not
Jerk.
now? Like just
He better
because
if
his laziness
let's face
has
it,
put him in
it's
this.
not
No, I
gonna
mean,
it's
they're-
not gonna be published
they're
this month
No,
this
no.
year at this rate.
No. But
But-
I mean, like, still, I think.
Is he even close to being done or started? I don't know.
But I think they should.
He had
should
originally said he wanted to have it published and out by this year.
Ooh.
But he also said that last year.
If he wasn't so focused on Meow Wolf.
Which is cool, by the way.
It's
Never
cool.
actually
It
done.
just really makes
Oh,
you feel like
I have
you're
no
an
reason to go.
Well,
Do you like acid?
My
What?
It makes you feel like you're an acid.
Well, that's just part of the experience being there. But you don't have to take acid. No one's.
No, I wouldn't take acid.
Don't
If you
do
were on
drugs,
acid, you already feel on acid when you're not
Don't-
on acid. If you go on acid,
Don't
your
do
world's
drugs,
gonna be
kids.
freaking
no,
terrible.
It is kind of cool though, the way it's set up. Do you know how it's set up? It's
I
a
kind of
house.
heard.
It's
Yeah.
like a house, but like you can go through all these rooms and it's like a different dimension. It's kind of insane. But it's a
If you don't
mystery
live in
too.
Albuquerque, this doesn't.
Well, it's
apply.
actually not in
Well, it's in
Albuquerque.
Santa Fe.
sir.
If you don't
It's
live in
Santa
New
Fe.
Mexico,
Oh. Well.
I have my hat back. My hair is bad.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
give it to
that's
them.
okay. We're still filming, so.
Okay. Pretty
I
this
don't
up then, real quick.
think
Any
I have
closing thoughts?
Anything else to say?
If you're single and you like RJ, leave your number in the comments.
And you're a girl
Yeah.
of age.
I'm glad you added those.
Yeah.
Mostly the age
Get all
part.
the
Girl,
legality
girls,
out of the way.
negotiable.
No, it's not.
Okay, no, it's not. Sorry.
All right. Well, I think that's it for today. I don't know.
Probably.
Hi, I'm 50 Cent, and we're logging out.
You should edit that part out.
That was kind of
Prior.
a weak.
It's a weak ending, but I shouldn't have even closed either.
Okay, bye.